2023 Kawasaki KLR 650. Kawasaki beefed up its venerable, dual-sport KLR line with the addition of the new for 2023 KLR 650S model that joins the stock carryover 650 that saw updates in 2022. There's plenty of protection from the windscreen and fairing, thanks to the update last year, to say nothing about the stock handguards that protect your hamburger shovels against rain, wind, and brush strikes. A new LED headlight, new bodywork, larger brakes, and increased carrying capacity from last year carry into 2023. The addition of electronic fuel injection replaced the old Cayenne constant velocity carburetor to go with the reworked frame and suspension from the second generation. It's worth mentioning that the US military uses a diesel version of the KLR 650 as a recon platform for its scouts. (2023) Kawasaki KLR 650 Performance and Capability. As part of the 2022 update, a new fuel-injected engine powers the KLR. The Kawasaki KLR 650 produces 40 horsepower and 39.1 pound-feet of torque. That doesn't tell the whole story though. The torque maxes out at 4,500 revolutions per minute, but with ample grunt available much lower in the range, and the horsepower delivery is quite linear and predictable above the 2,000 RPM mark. Bore and stroke mic out at 100mm by 83mm respectively for a 652cc displacement and mild 9.8:1 compression ratio that shouldn't be fuel finicky in the slightest. Induction control moved away from the soup can in favor of electronic injection some time ago, so it now falls to the 40mm throttle body instead. As there are no electronic ride control features, the throttle input goes straight to the butterfly plate as it were, for a raw but honest ride both on road and off. Dual overhead cams time the 4-valve head. Power flows through a standard clutch and 5-speed transmission with a chain-type final drive and a KLR 650 top speed of 89-ish mph. Design. It may be capable of paved road riding, but let's be honest, it clearly prioritizes the off-road chops when you get all the way down to it. Long-stroke suspension rolls with generous bellow gaiters to protect the inner fork tubes, bushings, and seals from road grime and off-road grit. The high-mount mudguard leaves plenty of room for the ample suspension stroke. In the fairing proper, a new in 2022 LED headlight rides recessed in the fairing, and up top, a large, vented, 2-position windscreen punches a hole in the wind for the pilot. A surprisingly small LCD and a battery of indicator lights handle all the instrumentation. I'm guessing that, without any higher electronics to manage, there was no need for a big color screen, but I think there is room to improve in this area. The multifunction digital display was part of the 2022 update. Stock handguards protect your hamburger shovels, and if you're into winter riding, they'll pair well with the accessory heated hand grips. The large, 6.1-gallon fuel tank contributes its camel's hump to the flyline and provides for long treks on almost any surface. It has a strong wane toward the rear where it meets a narrow waist to make it easy to reach the ground at stops. The stock KLR 650 and 650 ABS as well as the Traveler ABS model ride with a 34.3-inch saddle height. However, the new for 2023S variant drops that right down to 32.1 inches, giving shorter riders a break. The Traveler also comes with new padding for comfort, plus the long, bench-like seat leaves lots of room for fore and aft body weight shifts during technical maneuvers. It also comes stock with a top case for secure dry storage for longer trips, or perhaps just trips to the grocery store. Chassis. High tensile strength steel tubing on the KLR 650 makes up the semi-double cradle frame as well as the integrated subframe structure for the strength and resiliency demanded by rough terrain riding. The yoke-style swing arm has a D-section shape for the rigidity it brings to the table. RWU 41mm forks float the front end on 7.9 inches of travel but with no adjustability of which to speak. Out back, the Uni-Track system rocks a single shock with adjustable rebound damping along with the ubiquitous preload adjuster, and it turns out a solid 8 inches of travel. This makes the KLR 650 platform capable in fairly rough terrain indeed. Laced wheels, ever the favorite of the off-road rider, round out the rolling chassis. They come shod with some stealth knobbies in a 90/90ths/21 up front for its terrain tackling capabilities, followed by a 130/80ths/17. Curb weight is 456.2 pounds, so the factory went with a single 300mm disc and twin pot caliper up front with a 240mm disc and a single piston anchor out back. If you opt for an ABS model, you get stock ABS protection at both ends. (2023) Kawasaki KLR 650 price and availability. The 2023 Kawasaki KLR 650 costs $6,899. With ABS, it jumps up to $7,199. If the Traveler is more your speed, you can get it with ABS for $7,599, but only in the pearl solar yellow finish. As for the S model, it's priced the same as the base model. It rolls in a choice between candy lime green and pearl storm gray, while the base model comes in pearl solar yellow, pearl storm gray, and candy lime green. Competitors. Kawasaki is completely ringed about with domestic competition from the rest of the Big Four. I'll start with the Tenere 700 from Yamaha. Its dual sport chops see even more suspension travel than the Kawi with 8.3 inches up front and 7.9 inches out back. The 689cc engine produces a claimed 74 ponies and 50 pounds grunt to shame the 4039s from the KLR. You'll pay for it though, with a $10,499 sticker.